So I'm talking about the Golden State Warriors. I just want to say it's kind of sad to see Clay go. I mean, we in Western Warriors teams forever, and I know a lot of us was hating on them just because they was killing teams for so long. But it's also weird to see a dynasty potentially break up. I mean, actually break up. Not no potential. The Mugs, they gone. They broken up. But I want to say about just before I get into really talking about the Warriors, I want to talk about Clay just for a good player he is. It's hard to see when players get cut short, their careers get cut short, even though his career is still there as far as injuries. And Clay has not been the same player he has been, we've seen him play since that horrendous injury, like in, what was it, 2017, 2018. The one with KD. Same with KD. It was kind of sad. They was pushing themselves, trying to beat Toronto, trying to come back, and then ever since then, Clay haven't been Clay. And it sucks because I love them type of shooters like him, the people who play defense, catch and shoot, defense type players. Like I love seeing type of players like Reggie Miller, the Rip Hamiltons, the Ray Allens, all them type of players. My Mrs. Layups love seeing them type of players, but I feel like that's like a style of the past, and it sucks because it's such a great way to just when people move around screens, catch, pull up, tire the boys out, tire Kobe out. I remember him talking about that. But anyway, one I want to talk about Clay is that I see both sides when it comes to Clay and it comes to the Warriors. So when we talk about the Clay side, Clay was like more so of a player who put in all these years, and he's like, yo, I didn't put in all these years. Just think about if you was working 20 something years at a job, or in basketball terms, we're gonna just say 20 something years because 10 years is like working 20 something years at a regular 9 to 5. So just say you was working all this time, you grew up in an organization, poured out your heart, won championships, and then a team doesn't want to pay you. You ain't seen people like Jordan Poole get paid. You ain't seen people like Wiggins get paid. You people like Draymond, and you like, yo, I'm the second half of the Splash Brother. I need to get paid too. I'm about to retire soon. I'm gonna need my money. I'm gonna need my ducats. I'm gonna need my change. So I see that, and then you see when you see these other players getting paid, and they don't got the acclamations of you. They don't have the rings as you as much. I mean, Jerry had the same rings, of course, but it's not like you're not the same player as me. You're not putting up these points as me. You might play a little defense, but I'm playing defense and offense. When people look at Steph, they see me, so I can see him looking like, yo, y'all need to pay me too. But on the other hand, you gotta look at the Warriors' point of view, the team's point of view. Like, all right, yeah, you did all this stuff, but yo, we got an organization around and you ain't putting up numbers like you used to. Like, okay, we paid you a little bit before. We paid you your change. You produced. We gave you a thank you thing. But right now, we got to look at what's better for the team. And right now, homie, you ain't popping. So we going to have to give us some money to help Steph out. You ain't the Slash brother no more. You like the Steph, bruh. You don't got the other THER and all that. You just a bruh. You ain't the Splash brother. You a bro. Like, you don't got you ain't Super Smash no more. You ain't lost the star. You lost your powers. I don't mean to clown like Clay ain't that bad, but you know what I'm saying. He's not the same as he was before. So the organization is like, we don't want to move on from you. We're not trying to be disrespectful at like that, but we can't pay you this much. You're not putting up the same production as you was before. So sorry, bro, but you can't get paid like a brother, my bro, until you start putting in them threes like you used to. The THs, you a bro. You don't got the THE no more, so you don't got you can't get paid no more. So we just look at them different type of sides. Clay want to get paid more, but the Warriors is like, yo, you're not worth it anymore. So Clay probably feels slighted, feel disrespected, and I know he did. I mean, he said you can see if you watch the Warriors, you can see he wasn't the same Clay. Like he just all the times just they talking about what they gonna give him a contract. They don't give him a contract. He's looking all sad, even though Clay kind of keep the same face. You can still see he was like, forget this team, and he kind of was like, I'm done with them years before this year or this last season. So it is sad to see him go, but at the same time, it's a business. You gotta manage personalities. You gotta do a lot of these different things, and unfortunately, It's in their dynasty. I do hope him had the best in Dallas. We talk more about that during the Dallas episode, but hey, it's in the dynasty. It is what it is. I hope Golden State can move on from the Clay years. But going on there, I want to talk about more about the young players, the Kamingas and uh little the white dude on his team. I cannot pronounce his name right. Boseski, like that, but I'm gonna pronounce it when I look at the see his name. But I don't know if their young dudes are necessarily gonna take the next step. And matter of fact, where we're at it, we can just look at their roster right now. I don't necessarily think their young guys are. I don't know how to describe it. I don't necessarily think they're bad or anything, but I don't think they're like, you know, I don't think they're gonna take over the next step. So when we look at their team right now, I'm pulling up. Sorry for you guys on Spotify. My laptop is pretty ghetto. But that's why I need y'all support. Cause pretty soon I'm gonna get a new laptop. It ain't no thing. It's a lot of stuff going on right now. But I do want to give y'all more content and stuff for stuff like this don't happen. I'm professional. Gotta make things good for y'all. So yeah, we got the roster. Gotta pull it up right now. Okay, they got Steph Curry, of course, Draymond. They just got Kyle Anderson, Wiggs, Looney, GP3, or GP2, I should say. Buddy Hill, Melvin, DeAndre Melton. Then people really don't care about besides Kaminga, Moody, Liddy Waters, and that's in there. Popiskeski. Those coaches when I see it, I'll get it. So that's their roster. Got to put up right here. It's not much on there. Just like last year, it's not much on there. It's too bad they don't have Clay because Buddy Hill off the bench would have been nice for him, especially with Melton too. He's not really a point guard, but you know what I mean. He can play that defense with Gary Payton. That's gonna be nice actually. Gary Payton and Melton come back, and Payton can play the three, maybe the two. It all depends if they're gonna put Melton at, because he can play the 1-2. He's not necessarily a facilitator like that, but Melton and GP3, they're gonna be playing some nice defense. I ain't gonna lie. So they do kind of got a nice squad. They look at Kyle Anderson. He gonna play like the Draymond role, a lesser Draymond role. Just he's bigger than him. You see right now, he's 6'9". Draymond is 6'3", but he doesn't have. He's just slow. He doesn't have like the passing ability as much as Draymond. He still can pass a little bit, so it's not like he's not gonna do what Draymond do. But it's gonna be interesting to see all these pieces fit together because it is kind of like they got the same type of players that fit. That can definitely can fit the Warriors offense, the Warriors defense as well too. When you think about it, but they just need another star when it comes down to it. Like, it's a good little squad, but we know the Warriors need another squad to go with, another star to go with Steph. And it's sad they couldn't get that done with marketing, but I'll also, understand that. But we look at these young dudes, go back to that subject. I don't see none of them being nothing other than quality role players. And right now, they want to help Steph win a ring. So you need more than just quality role players. You're gonna need a 1-2 punch. And they do have a 1-2 punch with Draymond, but Draymond is more defensive. They're gonna need a 1-2 punch on the offensive side as well. So when you think about the young dudes and how they want to trade Laurie Markkinen, the Warriors didn't. It was reports out came out earlier today, or not today, but earlier this week. But the Warriors didn't want to get too much into Markkinen, and it makes sense. And I know a lot of fans want to look like, oh, you should have got rid of who is Pochkeski, whatever his name is. I can't pronounce it. You know what I'm talking about. Who is Pod? Who is he? Who is Kamingo? You guys can get rid of him. Get Markkinen. That's more of a fans thing. You gotta think about how these teams think. If they get rid of all these young guys for this one dude and it doesn't work out, then they don't have nobody for the future. They don't have no picks like that. And even if they do have picks, you gotta think about the whole James Wiseman situation. Can't just, give up all your young core and just hope for a what if in marketing. So of course, that move would help Mark. Well, Markin is also a fringe All Star player. He did make the All Star team one time, but it's not like we. I mean, to me, he always been a good player. When he was on the Bulls, but we talking about the Warriors. They want to win rings, so we can't just look at these players as okay, they are good, but they're not great. But most definitely, I think what the Warriors really need to do is just pay patient for a little bit and honestly go for a crazy trade. I know y'all about to go on me about this. Y'all about to go ham about this crazy trade that can happen, but I think they should go after Kawhi. They lost out on Paul George. Kawhi don't play much. I know it, but he would fit the Warriors so much, and he will give them another ring. Just for the simple fact, yeah, he rests a lot and all that jazz, but he'll play the style they want to play. He'll come in the playoffs when they want to, and I feel like if it's not Kawhi, it's gotta be Butler. One of these older veterans that they don't have to give up too much for them. And the reason why I say this because, like I said earlier before, the Warriors didn't want to give up all the young guys. And I know people look at Paz as, not so much of a great player. He's not going to be the next Steph player type of player. He's not going to be the next Splash Brother. But you can't just throw all your eggs in one basket. If they get rid of all the young guys, then they're going to be hit. They're going to be rebuilding with no pieces left. And they're going to rely on bench, or they're going to rely on picks. And like I said earlier, that James Wiseman thing messed them up. If they got another pick like that, it's not gonna be cool. And speaking of James Wiseman, just think about that pick would actually work out. And that's also, my idea of why I got the little Kawhi thing. So I'm gonna break it down to you guys why I got the idea of Kawhi. Okay, think about James Wiseman. Think about the Spurs. Think about Kawhi. When think about Steph Curry as a Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan was out his way, about to leave, about to retire, yada yada yada. So then a young star come in, Kawhi Leonard. That's who James Wiseman should have been. So then I was thinking, what if Kawhi just went to go to State? Pretty soon the Clippers are gonna have to rebuild. They setting themselves up to rebuild if things don't work out. So they could get him for the cheap. They don't have to get rid of much. Maybe someone like a Wiz. Gotta see how the contracts work out. But could you imagine Kawhi and Draymond on teams together? Defensively, they be locking people down a lot, especially if he's younger. But just the switching they do, they play a nice Warriors offensive defense. And it's kind of crazy because we know, I mean, it's an older vet at the end of the day. So it will help. It helps stuff up a lot. Get that one last ring, maybe hopefully get two rings for Steph. He's out the way. Steph still want to get that one ring just for him. Get someone like Kawhi, get someone like Butler. And I'm not just saying Kawhi is the number one person, but get one of them players who's older in the 30 range. The Butlers, the Kawhis. They can't get Paul George anymore. I'm surprised LeBron didn't go to the Warriors. Let's be real. But it's not much players they can choose from to stay competitive without getting rid of their future. I would say Ingram, but I don't think Ingram will fit the Warriors. I feel like if Ingram goes to the Warriors, and it could just because they almost look the same. It's gonna be like a Kelly Oubre 2.0. So hey, they gotta do something to win, but it is what it is. It's a new team, or it's not a new team. There's a team that's kind of gotta retool a little bit, but they don't have much time to retool because Steph Curry's pretty old. I mean, can't do much to rebuild around the aging star. So it is what it is. I feel like the Warriors gonna be all right no matter what. I mean, they're gonna be a play-in team maybe, even though that's not good for them per se. But moves are gonna be made pretty soon. I'm pretty sure Andrew Wiggins is gonna get traded for somewhere. I just don't know who. I would say a team like the Cavs. Maybe they do like the Cavs, Jared Allen ish trade, but I doubt it because I don't think the Cavs gonna try to get rid of their center. I think they kind of like that two big lineup, especially the way the league's going now. There's nowhere for Wiggins to really go that really makes sense to me. Not at the moment. Shoot, maybe they go for DeAndre Ayton. I doubt it. Draymond killed DeAndre. He on that dominating stuff, man. He'll cuss him out. You dominating, but you crying. Make a layup. You already know. Draymond ain't gonna have no DeAndre Ayton, but it's gonna be interesting to see what this Warriors team do. They on the they on the decline. We all know it, but I still think there's still more in them. I didn't even talk about Moody, man. I forgot about him. Like throw him in a trade as well. That's a team. That's a young guy they kind of get rid of. The young guy they really. I don't say they don't care about him, but he ain't been getting his play time. So yo, they can change him. I just think they don't want to get rid of Pods. They see something special on Pods, and I mean, understandably, I wouldn't either. They can make him the little uh, what is his name? Mono type of player. Right? People call him before the little mono type of player. But hey, it is what it is. Golden State gonna be all right. We gonna go back to hating them. Whether they win or lose, people gonna hate them. It sucks they didn't get Laurie Marketing, but you know that trade still can happen. You never know. But I just don't think. I think the Warriors are just playing it safe and playing it smart because I know as fans, you Warriors fans were like, "Oh yeah, get Merkin." But it's two sides too. I mean, you got to give up something for it. Y'all want to give up y'all's future for like a win now type of move, and then be rebuilding in a couple years with Steph kind of on that last limp, kind of like how Kobe was, or do you kind of want to play it a little safe this year? Get the little role places like the role players you have, like Buddy Allen, Buddy Hill, the slow mos, and then later on wait for a trade to get rid of a player like Wiggins for someone who's maybe a French all star, but can help Steph a little bit more and will fit the team a little bit. Because I mean, Markkanen would fit any team, any system. Don't get me wrong, but he doesn't play defense as well, so he will be a liability on that end. So he probably put up a bunch of shots. Him and Steph can get that nice pick and roll shot, boom, 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 boom. But at the end of the day, you also want someone who plays defense too. A lot of people look at that Warriors team and thought it was just Clay and Steph just shooting out threes, but they also was a very good defensive team, and that's probably why they won all the rings. You feel me? They had unstoppable force with the Splash Brothers, but they also had unstoppable force with Draymond, so playing the defense, being that enforcer, kicking people in the nuts and stuff. But hey, it's a team that's gonna retool. We talk about the Nets. We talk about Golden State. One has to retool. One has to rebuild. So you never know. We might see Andrew Wiggins for a next class and type of trade. Help them on their big situation. I don't know. I'm just throwing things out there, but